A 19-year-old who has made 8 senior appearances is unlikely to set the pulses racing, and the name Diogo Dalot was flatlining on Google Trends until its Tuesday night spike. Now United supporters are searching him on YouTube, the football statistic databases, his FIFA 18 and Football Manager rating, as well as the latest lines on a probable move to Manchester. The initial consensus appears to be underwhelming among United supporters, and not because of reservations over Dalot's ability. Partisan Portuguese onlookers believe he is the best young right-back in the world, and United have looked to rookies to supplant seasoned full-backs before, be it Rafael da Silva ousting Gary Neville or Neville usurping Paul Parker. United fans' sticking point is Jose Mourinho is prepared to entrust a youngster to succeed Antonio Valencia, who is not Timothy Fosu Mensah, restricted to 4 starts in 4 different competitions in 2016-17. Fosu Mensah enjoyed a 9-month loan at Crystal Palace, where he made a creditable 24 appearances, 19 as a starter, and attained his maiden Netherlands cap in France back in August. He flourished on a testing debut against Arsenal, started at Tottenham and figured in 2 Manchester derbies. United finalizing Fred transfer Matteo Darmian's expected departure for Juventus is of little consolation for Fosu Mensah, whose versatility is rendered moot by United's other priority targets. The Dutchman's first start was at centre-half, where quantity reigns over quality, and United are in talks with Tottenham over Toby Alderweireld. In midfield, where Fosu Mensah is at his optimum, Fred is due to occupy the Michael Carrick role, and there could be another addition in that area should Marouane Fellaini leave the dotted line on his contract blank. Darmian and fellow West Van Gaal by Daily Blind had no incentive to leave in January despite spending many match days away from a stadium, since Italy and the Netherlands faltered at the qualifying stage for the World Cup. Darmian might have since served notice to his Cheshire landlord already, and if Blind is not renting in the city centre, his apartment may as well be up for sale. United's transfer history with Lewandowski. Mourinho will not risk playing those who are preparing for transfers, and should Darmian and Blind somehow still be attached to United when they fly to LAX on July 15, then Carrington rather than California beckons for them. The fullback situation has become more intriguing, with United likelier to strengthen the right before the left. There is no indication United have held advanced discussions with Alexandro's representatives at the time of writing, and it is an area where they are again well stocked. United have considered reinforcing at left-back for upwards of 18 months, and it would be peculiar if that area remains untouched come the transfer window's closure on August 9. Darmian and Blind's exits could be offset by Marcos Rojo permanently relocating to the flank in his squad player status. "Gentlemen, may I see you in my cabin?" Immediately, Joel Pereira's agent visited Carrington this month to discuss the Portuguese's future, and a loan is inevitable. Kieran O'Hara could receive the number 3 role, with Dean Henderson out of contract in June and the 25-year-old Sam Johnston intent on leaving permanently. Should Alderweireld arrive, United's defensive department would be bloated. Chris Smalling and Phil Jones are out of contract in 2019. United have the option of an additional year on both deals, and Eric Bailly was ignored towards the end of last term, while Lindelof and Rojo have unconvinced. Axel Tuansby has returned from an injury-plagued blow at Aston Villa. Could be supplemented by a box-to-box midfielder, with Lazio's Sergej Milinkovic-Savic and Roma's Lorenzo Pellegrini both on United's radar. Milinkovic-Savic was deemed too expensive, but there is active interest in Italy international Pellegrini, 23. United have changed their mind over transfers. United have held informal talks with Willian, who has burned bridges with Antonio Conte but not Chelsea, and surreptitiously inquired about battering Rams strikers to support Romelu Lukaku. Names that won't set the pulses racing. Goalkeepers: David De Gea, Sergio Romero, Kieran O'Hara. Defenders: Antonio Valencia, Diogo Dalot, Eric Bailly, Toby Alderweireld, Chris Smalling, Phil Jones, Victor Lindelof, Marcos Rojo, Luke Shaw, Ashley Young, Alex Sandro. Midfielders: Fred, Paul Pogba, Nemanja Matic, Ondur. Download it here now.